Guys, it's always good to see so many of you here. Let's get stuck in. As always, guys, a couple of little pre-frames. We're going to do small Q&A, and then we're going to get into live training today on time management. I'm going to show you with a refurbished way of how to manage your time with all like up-to-date tasks of what you should be doing on a weekly basis, how to put it live into your calendar and to follow it and to execute it. It'll mean that you are basically a full functioning genius and you can get everything done that you need to get your business to go to the next level. As always, make sure that everything we discuss in these seminars, guys, is always discussed with me in Zoom to make sure if anything that comes up, I know the marketing loop and like the local business partnerships, so many people are like, oh, where do I get these boxes from? It's like, just wait. Some guys aren't quite ready for it. So just make sure any questions, come off mute and ask me here. Otherwise, Voxer as well. But Q&A, there's a couple of people that have questions from the week. There was definitely a topic that came up that I spoke about with Nath this morning. Rye, we talked about this, and someone else about something.
That's someone else's me, and I think you wanted me to ask about the floor. How do you execute that with confidence? That
was one, and there was the other one, which is Nate and Ryan, about how to deal with when people ask you. You asked this the other week, right? How to deal with people who ask for pricing over messaging. Is that right, Nate?
Yeah, it's pretty much when people ask and they just want the pure price. Obviously, it's all good to say, hey, yep, this is what the price is, this is what I do. Or my imagining it might be only because I've seen another PT doing it, looked quite well. Create like a PDF poster or multiple posters to say, this is the value points that you get. These are the prices at the bottom. Pick what best suits you. Have pictures of what you've done and what not. So it's like, here you go. Here's what I can do and what I've done. Pick what suits you best instead of just message, hey, yep, okay, my price is this. These are the value points you get with me. What do you think? Yeah, that's question.
It. I think what we came up, I can't remember who it was. I think it was someone in the UK that they're never going to be on here because of time difference purposes. But what it was is that we found a way where being bluntly direct and open and giving people what they want is the only way you can be. People have such small levels of trust. Amanda, we spoke about this week as well, right? I think you were one of the other people I spoke about this with. If anyone asks for your prices, fucking give it to them. Simple. Just give it to them. But what you've got to do is make sure that when they've got prices, when they've got questions about it or what value is included, like Nate said, you can put something together like your tangible products, which Suzanne, Kelly, you're going to be building these in a sec. Kelly, your question we'll answer in a second. Build it together, flick it to them, and then just say, does this answer your questions or do you have any more questions? Try and get a response out of them. But whatever you do, don't be like, all right, so do you want to book your free trial in? Like we were saying, Amanda, right? You don't do that. As soon as you do anything that comes across pushy in an online delivery or communication or communicational way, online delivered chat, where they can't fucking see your face, basically. Just give them what they need and do not be sleazy or salesy in one bit. I think actually, Tom Rose, hello. Your first time on these webinars today. Tom Rose has just relocated from Adelaide to Melbourne. Tom Rose, you've had online bookings come through the last week, haven't you? You haven't even started in the gym. Yeah. Fill the guys in with what's been going on and how you've been handling this, because you might have something else that you could give some advice on.
Well, yeah, so I literally started here on Monday. And I have like 8 consults already booked in for the week, which have just been coming through on my calendar link, which has been insane. But I did have someone text me actually asking for my prices. Yeah. But I booked her in for a consult because she was saying she already wanted to start PT straight away. So that's the approach I took. So I'm actually seeing her in a couple of hours today. That's kind of how it about it. Like just booked her in for her free consult because that was already what I was giving out anyway. So
look, you're blessed. You're blessed. You've had people throw themselves at you. You're lucky.
Yeah, literally.
right? But I mean, look, at the end of the day, people booking in with those QRs and stuff like that. Was it QR codes? How are they booking in? Was it QR codes?
Yeah, through my QR code.
Where was it displayed? How was it displayed?
So I just put up a poster that I'm a new female trainer, and I just put a couple posters around just so they could see that I'm here.
So your perfect poster strategy in the gym, which you're just displaying it in the gym and people are scanning a book.
Yeah.
All right. But it's nice to know that those strategies work sometimes, right? No, look, I mean, it's one of these things, guys. It's all down to foot traffic. Tom Rose, how many people are in your gym?
6,000.
6,000.
Yeah.
6,000. Me and Tom Rose, she's going to be laced in gold in the next few weeks. You're going to see what she's going to blow her business up. She'll be doing very well. It's because of foot traffic. That's what it is. So guys, the strategies like that, the automated strategies, they work. But the main thing is obviously when people come to you directly, give them what they want, but then just ask them a sweet question. Does that answer all your questions? Yes. Cool. Well, would you like, in the bottom of your PDF or the bottom of the screenshot, you could put in your disclaimer, like everyone gets a free week trial or everyone gets a free tailored results-based driven mind and body session. Do you want to take advantage of the free offering? Yes or no? And then, yes. Okay, cool. Here's my calendar link. See how you just break it down into like short, yes, no answer questions, bang, 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 bang. And that's it. So there's that one. Now, Rob, floor to the floor. Where's Matt? I don't think Matt's here. He's not. So, and I just got off a call with another guy. Said he's going to jump straight on here, and he's not here. This one, before we get stuck into the Calendly training, guys, who has struggled with the floor to the floor and approaching people in the past? Hey, Rob? Who? Nate? Is that like a semi-Nate? Nate, I think like me and Nate have worked with each other for a long time. It's 3 years, Nate, something like that, brother. I don't even know what it is, but brother from another mother, basically. Dude, explain, because now it's easy for you. How would you explain to someone who's struggling to collect leads off the floor to collect them the easiest way? And especially like, because I think your confidence has come so far in the last few years. Well, tell us a bit about it, bro.
Yeah, well, when I first started with Simon, I hated just doing the voice messaging with him. I was always stuttering and, oh, hey, Simon, yeah, I'm going good. Now, and I really even struggled to do it with my own clients, the voice messaging. I just wouldn't do it. But now I do it every day. Hey, how you going? Yep, what's that? And people love it. Because obviously it's a lot more personal approach. But obviously it all comes together and it helps a lot with the floor to the floor strategy. I did have a lot of issues going up to people and getting their details, but it was, in the end, it was just that fear of rejection that was over encompassing me and I was letting it get to me. I've learned now since dealing with all that kind of dealing with fear and whatnot, you just gotta, when you feel fear, it's a lot of just, you got to know that's something that's good, that you got to confront it and just face it head on, as hard as that might be to hear. And even if people do turn you down, and some do, you just got to move on. People are going to say, oh, no, thank you, I'm not interested. But in the end, you got to look at it. At least you're even still talking to them and exposing yourself to them. Because even if they say no now, doesn't mean they won't say no in 6 months or a year's time. They might come back. And that has happened to me. People say no, and then, oh, no, actually, no, I want a PT. 6 months later, that Nathan guy introduced himself. I turned him down. Then I'll go say hi to him now. So even that exposure is still beneficial. It's all just confronting your fear and knowing that it's a fear that's just trying to hold you back. Hit it as hard as you can, and things do get better and it gets easier. I found anyway.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Look, I think the main thing is, well, yeah, just hit it. I think go for it. Like, it's what you've got to do. But I think I always say this to people, personal trainers are people that clients would like to obviously they need to be comfortable being around, and they want to be around someone who ideally has got a bit of energy. I always recommend like taking a good bit of energy to the floor, and use the script that we have and use it in an unscripted way, as we always say, to just get across that, number one, this is not a marketing strategy. Number two, they don't know what we know. They don't know that what we're doing here is to collect leads, to then announce a winner, and then have cool runners up where everyone's a runners up, and then to upsell them to PT. I think that's a deeply embedded resistance with lots of trainers that struggle with it. They're thinking that other people think they know what they know, where Rob, they don't know what the goal is. The goal is, here at Genesis, we are running a 4-week giveaway program, or a 4-week giveaway this week for every single member to win 4 weeks of tailored, structured coaching. You've got nothing to lose. Put your name and number out. Does that sound good?
The issue that I'm specifically finding with it is, everyone says, oh, if you but even outside of Pinnacle, they say, oh, if you're going to do any sort of floor walking, you have to be present. You have to have, you have to be that sort of that bundle of that static electricity that people want to, that everything clings to. That's it's that sort of bit where I particularly struggle with, because I'm not one of those outrageously extroverted people. My superpower is the ability to observe and then act on those observations. I don't have that much confidence with being that extroverted person, having that static electricity that people cling to, if that makes sense.
100%. Dude, and we know this, we talk about it a lot. And
yeah.
Like the extroverted Simon that you see, believe it or not, used to be a mouse. I used to be so introverted, guys. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I used to be Jack used to be exact. Jack, tell Rob about how
Jack.
we broke this mold. Do you know each other? Of course
we know each other.
Of course you do. So tell Jack, Rob, you got motivated by Jack's stuff, his story, right? Ironically, Jack, you
a couple times.
Rob, but yeah, like Jack, we couldn't make a sale, couldn't generate a lead, couldn't do anything, and now business. Like, how?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is for me that I found, because like I used to be exactly the same. I used to be the guy that would like shy away from putting themselves out there, because it's scary, it's embarrassing, like when you think about it and you get in your own head. But what I find is to try not to think about like what other people think about you. Like if you're the only one judging yourself, then you can do anything. That, and get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
That's the easiest way to put it. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. If there is massive resistance, there is humongous reward. Anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, guys, do it. If it doesn't make you uncomfortable, it ain't going to be worth your while. I think Jill, we could relate to that. Amanda, we're going through this shit right now. Shay, what's your voice on this, brother, about like being fat? Because you've got massive experience as well. This is Matt Dart's manager, by the way, guys, for those of you who don't know Shay. Big experience outside the fitness industry. Talk about your experience, brother, with resistance equals reward, and about things not worth doing if it's making you feel uncomfortable. You got any light to shine on that, bro?
I guess just using the old cliche, all growth comes from stepping outside your comfort zone. And I've never made any progress in anything that I've done, whether it's been hospitality, sales, or this. None of my growth or success has ever come without feeling uncomfortable. None of it.
Yeah, I don't need you say any more. It's one of these things. I think you've got to have sheer persistency and consistency whilst being in an uncomfortable zone, to then make that zone feel comfortable, which is where then growth comes from. And it's that simple. However, with this one, because we can continue to go on and we go on and on and on about this, but Rob, I think what we've got to try and do, and maybe anyone else has done this, just feel free to interrupt us, make it your own. Don't be someone that you're not. Make it your own. You don't need to be that vibrant trainer, like, even though that's the type of person that people want to be around. If you see that your valuable points that you bring to the table as a PT are being more empathetic, more introverted, and communicating on a more deeper level, we tweak the script and make it different so you can approach it that way. One other person here. So Tay, you put your hand up and said you struggled with this. I haven't seen you struggle with much. So I'd love to hear what you have to say about struggling with this, because you're a live wire. You're not shy. What? So tell me. Take yourself off mute. I can't hear you.
Whoopsies.
There you go.
So, I guess I've always been like a pretty anxious, nervous person, but no one really knows because I'm very extroverted. Like I channel it into being very loud and quirky, which I try to use as my superpower. Like even now, like my heart is racing, but I'm just trying to smile through it, kind of thing. But in saying that, like talking about like mirroring and shadowing and like people, I obviously have a lot of clients that also are anxious people, but don't show it in my quirky way. So I try to then obviously dull it down a little bit for them so that I'm not scaring them away. Yeah. So it's observing other people's, how they are, and then matching their energy as well.
Mirroring and matching is massive. That's part of 2.2. If you guys want to go check that out, that's huge, Rob, as well. Like only, and this isn't just for Rob, it's for everyone, and for a lot of people that need this who aren't here too. So on the recording, if you're watching this, mirror and match the body language, the tone, the energy, the language of the people that you're around. And if you're a really good mirror and matcher, Shay, being advanced in sales, is very, very good at being able to have exceptionally high conversion rates because of mirroring and matching, right? Language and bouncing off people with what they're doing. And a lot of you guys with your exceptional closing rates, same thing. So hopefully there's some takeaways there, Rob. And like any other questions, man, like just write them down. Write them down in the question in the chat, and some people will obviously get back to you there. Kel, what have you got?
So this is completely off topic, but I guess at what point would I move up in pricing, and then at what point do I just stay there? Because I have a very hard time with that.
Yes, you do. All right. What are you charging right now?
So I've been moving up slowly. So it's $250 now a month.
$250 a month for what? What do we
for got? 2 in person and then 2 online.
So 2 in person and 2 online per week?
Yeah.
So per week for $250 a month. Okay, so what does it work out to be per session? And just for those of you listening, these guys, they haven't gone through stage 2 yet with the tangible products, right? You haven't quite got there, right? So gold and silvers, you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I've seen part of it now. Like I'm going over it.
Okay, all right, cool.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. So you're going over it now. Okay, so here's the thing. When we price rise, we only price rise to new clientele. Don't price rise every single person. Only price rise new clientele. And then at the end of the financial year, whenever that is in America, I'm not too clear. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's coming up to this now in Australia. What we do is an exercise called balancing the books. Any of you guys want to do price rising in Australia or anything like that, remind me individually in Voxer that you want to balance the books, and I'll show you how to do an incremental or a price rise at the end of each financial year for you to up your prices. For you, Cal, what a lot of it's going to be down to is stuff in stage 2, but also combining it with belief. Now, the belief that you and your mom have is solid. However, with growth, and your business is growing, and we haven't even started marketing yet, this will continue to amplify your belief in what you're providing as a product is worth more. So that's hugely important for anyone that wants to charge more for their services. And it literally is simple, yeah.
So I feel like it's growing a lot and we're getting a lot of people wanting to come in.
Yeah.
But I also, I get nervous if people will talk and they'll be like, oh, well, she's charging me this. And
Yes, that's
you know what I mean? And I'm offering the same exact
Yeah.
like package. So that's what I get nervous with. I mean, I don't think too many people talk, obviously. It's more,
I just see my prices.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to necessarily structure it and organize it because I'm tired of like seeing like, oh, 150 on this person or 60 on this person or 2 something on this. I want it organized, but I don't know when, at what point I like just pick a price and then stay there.
Okay.
Or will I go up always?
It's a great question. I think what we're going to do the tangible product and send it to me with your price per gold and per silver, right? That's what we do. It's 3 sessions and 2 sessions. I messaged you on Voxer about the online stuff and not having to, I don't know whether you got them, not having to justify onlines as makeup sessions and stuff, right? So there's no need. So what we do, the goal is fill yourself up with as many face-to-face sessions as possible. We deal with scale and leverage at the later point. That's what we need to do. But you don't want to, so if we're going to do a price rise, we're going to do one price rise so that you don't have people on that level, that level, that level, that level, that level. We just want that level and that level, right? And then we'll bring these people to that level over time or when we balance the books. And that's how we'll roll. You don't want to then, when I show you with the products how to justify this new price, bearing in mind a lot of these guys, they charge, who is it? James isn't here. I got a trainer who charges $160 for 1 half-an-hour session, right? 1 half-an-hour session, $160. That's what he charges. And he messaged me today and he said he wants to put it up, right? So to be able to justify that, it's all belief and value. When you have that, we'll make these guys here go up to that. Your new clients will automatically start paying that, and you'll be able to justify it with your belief and the value in the package. Is that
So I feel like as time goes on too, I feel like I'm becoming a better trainer and then being more experienced as well. So I think that does help too. And then like, let's say I get certified in something else, should I automatically boost my like prices because I do have more certifications, or
no? I wouldn't do that. So I wouldn't do that, because then what you're doing is you're gradually increasing all the time. Oh, I got another qualification, $5 extra. Oh, I got 2 qualifications. I got trained in boxing, $10. Don't. It just means that you're a more decorated trainer. The value that we're going to build in the packages, and that's why I think where we need to focus is that will justify the price rise. It doesn't matter, like people, if there's anyone in this call who's spoken to me about going and studying and stuff like that, there is a couple people. So Jack, Anthony as well, we spoke about this. I'm a massive advocate of experience. You don't need a piece of paper to justify what you're worth, and you don't need to go and study. You don't need to go and study to be more successful. Experience speaks louder than pieces of paper. And being freaking good at a trainer, holding people accountable and being able to actually be a personal trainer is something that cannot be taught. And that's the most important, most valuable takeaway from this industry. We're not, there's 2 types of PTs, like I've said before to a lot of you guys. We're not physical trainers, still PT, we're personal trainers. And that's where it's at. So we just got to get personal. And that's where the value's at. So we'll finish that and continue to add to it throughout this week. But yeah, sound good?
Okay.
All right, let's do time management. Let's get stuck in. Ready for some time management here, peeps? Yeah. Okay, cool. Inside the chat, and it's good actually because you've got Phil on here. I've got Charmaine. Hopefully you're well down, and we got Leah who's come on as well. So good. Inside the chat there is a link. See the link? It'll download an Excel spreadsheet. Hopefully you guys have got this open. If there's any problems at any time, take yourself off mute. I'm going to share my laptop screen. Just give me a second.
Simon, I can see the link.
I think because I logged in a bit late. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's direct. So I can send to everyone. Should see there.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, everyone sees screen all good. Should be able to thumbs up if you can. So I can't see this. Yeah, cool. All right. Okay, so stage 6. First and foremost, always, as everyone knows, we're constantly updating content here. Stage 6 is time management. A lot of people in the consulting space, like they'll never talk about this stuff. They'll just expect people to manage their time well. And like for me, it's just like people are always going to be bad at managing their time. So this is a really, really good task for everybody. Everyone here, like again, if you've got different things, roles, responsibilities in your company that you're doing, all right, then chirp up. Let me know what time you need to budget for certain things. But let's get stuck in. Now, in here, there's some videos. If you want to, I don't know whether I can, there we go. For those of you who might want this at a later date, I'll just chuck this in the chat. There's a video link in the chat for you. But what we're going to do is going to build this. All right. So this is like an ideal week. What I want to do first and foremost is expand on what I've put in the chat thus or so far, which is a breakdown of a 55-hour work week. Now, does anyone here work more than 55 hours who's doing less than 6 figures? Shouldn't be many people that are doing more than 55 hours. Like, I think 55 hours is a time frame that most people will be comfortable dedicating to a business as an entrepreneur, especially if you're willing to grow that business. Does anyone like have, or like, does anyone have like less time, or is 55 hours or even 50, is that an amount of time people can put in for their business? That's including a lot of, that's everything, by the way. This is like travel, your own training, everything, right? So basically what we're going to do, we're going to start putting this in or filling this in. And I want you guys to do this with me now. I can see everyone's on laptops and they're prepared. What I want to discuss is how many hours, first and foremost, you should be doing for personal training, because we want to block out the biggest windows for that. All right, Leah, Phil, Dan, anyone else who's got trainers, not named quite yet, Tay, a few other people, you've got trainers. We're going to fill this in with something else, but block out 40 sessions of 40 sessions, 20 hours for PT. That will get you to 6 figures. And if you are fully booked with 20 hours of PT, and if you're charging, for example, Avi, like 55, 60 a session, right? That's 6-figure level, right, Abby? And we're pretty much knocking on the door of that right now. Would you say, Abby, that you are 20 hours a week PT max for PT?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
All right, chuck it in your ideal week. And if you've got your ideal week done already, that's cool. Just give me a thumbs up and we can just discuss the next thing. But just block out, guys, 20 hours for PT. So does anyone we'll let you guys do that if you haven't got it done. Next, what else is, after you've taken sessions, what's the second most important thing that we need to block out? Someone come off mute. I'm going to put in 20 hours here as I do this. And someone come off mute and just tell me what else we need to be doing.
Consults.
Consultations.
1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12. And when you actually do this, you will actually become aware of how much time you actually have in a week. Has anyone done this exercise and realized how much 55 hours actually is when you manage your time? Has anyone noticed that? Yeah? So, okay. All right. So we're going to do consults on top of that, right? So let me go here. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, That's 21 hours. So I'm gonna chuck it in here. So 21 hours PT. Now this is just an example, guys. You can do it.
Oh, come over.
Phil,
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
what up? You got a question, bro? Or are you good?
Oh no, sorry. I thought you called my name.
Oh, no. This is just an example. Shut up, bro. Put yourself on mute.
All
All right. So the next thing, let's talk this because this is really important. Tom Rose, for you. Avi in our growth phase at the moment. Rob, for you. Jack, for us, growth phase at the moment. Anthony, 100%. Jacob, my man, great to see you here as well. For us, if we can budget this time, dude, huge for you. Everyone, this is massive. How many consults do we need to be doing per week, guys?
10.
20.
10, 20? Oh, I love that Phil says 20. 10.
Sorry, I bet you too.
Yeah, scoff in your face as always. Probably Leah's somewhere as well. Leah,
Yeah.
as well. There you go. Charmaine eating as well, was she? No, that was a pen in your hand. All right. So 10 consults, 20. What else? Nath, how many sessions last week did you sign up?
10.
10. Phil, how many sessions did you sign up last week?
17.
Boom. 27 sessions, 2 killers in 1 week. Sorry, Nath, we had to trump you with Phil's numbers there, bro. But like,
All good.
how many how many sessions did you do to do that, Nate?
How many sessions did I do?
Oh, sorry, consults to close that amount.
4 consults. 4 consults.
All right, mate. Well, you're just rubbing it in now, bro. That's just not fair. Phil, how many consults did you do as well to get 17?
I did 13 consoles, but 10 of them signed up.
Okay. Those 2 boys there, don't listen to them. It's not normal. They're not operating on a normal level, these boys. They must be they're not human. But anyway, look, guys, what I'm saying here is the exchange, the conversion rates these guys are getting, they'll get to, you may get to that down the line. However, 10 and Nate just did 4. He's just taking the piss there. How many consults? So Tom Rose, you got 8 this week. How many consults has anyone else got this week? Jill, what have you got booked in?
3.
3?
I've done.
This is what I want to hear. This is what I want to hear. Dan, what do you got? You got your 10. All right, cool. Tash, Jack, Rob, fingers. How many? 1, 5, 5. Okay. So what we're going to do here, we're going to go with Leah's number, right? And ironically, guys, this is super important, right? Super important. Ironically, the business tracker that all you people are so good at doing every week and sending to me on time every week without fail, get it done. I'm telling you, right? It's fucking important. The business tracker has some data in it. The bottom half of that, it stipulates that you should be doing a minimum of 8 consults per week. I'm telling you, minimum. Why? So then you can try and get 8 people, well, you get 8 people booked, you get 5 show, convert 2 or 3, right? And if you get them even on 1 session a week, you're getting 2 session growth. If you get 2 session growth per week, compounded over 6 months, do the maths and see what it is. But it's a 6-figure business from scratch with 2 session growth. It's not much, really isn't. So we need to get that amount booked. So we need to budget the time and then fill it in. So chuck in, and with another color, how long is everyone spending on their consults? Roughly an hour, I'm guessing. Put an hour each. And again, you guys can do this differently to what I'm doing. I'm just for the purpose of like the demonstration here today, guys. Like I'm just doing this for speed. So 10 hours, right? Now I want you to do this, guys, and like after this, like throughout the next week, I should be seeing a few of these come through. Send me screenshots of them and send them through. If you then don't fill these, is it evidently clear that we're not doing enough of something in your business? Would you assume? And what would that task be? Come on, no. If you don't fill up your consultations with consults, it means we're not doing enough
marketing.
Good or consults, yeah, right. that simple. So budget 10 hours for it. So I'm going to go 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm going to chuck in some afternoon ones here, but I'm going to go here. 10 hours consults. Now, these things here require marketing, greatly put there by Rye, to obviously be filled up. Now, hands up if people market sporadically in their business. Do you market sporadically? Obviously, we spoke, Shay, about this recently. I think a lot of people market sporadically. We've talked about marketing loops and to organize marketing. And this is something that we will be doing with each and every one of you with me one-on-one eventually. But with marketing, I want to hear from people here, a couple minutes, quick. Who struggles to think about what to do in time that you budget for marketing, if you even budget it? Anything? Anyone? Okay. Tay, Nath.
I struggle with marketing.
Yep.
I get busy and then I don't really pay attention to that. So I'm everywhere with that.
Okay, so with the whole busy thing, that's awesome. And what we're going to start doing is we're going to start talking about how to unbusy yourself and be productive, right? That's the idea, because most people are busy. Oh, such a busy day. Such a busy day. Did you get anything done? Not really. No. Who can relate to that? Like, it's not about being busy. It's about being fucking productive. You've got to be productive. And you ain't going to be productive unless you budget the time, you put it aside. So it's that simple, right? Marketing. Okay, well, let's go with Nath and Phil again. How much time you spend marketing? And Nath, if you say you struggle what to do sometimes with marketing, we should not be struggling because we have that much experience. So let's hear it.
So it's not so much struggling. It's more so that, okay, it's knuckling down. So I know what I need to do. It's becoming the creative ways of doing it. Like, if I'm up to date with my marketing, I was like, okay, I'm going to do an Instagram video. It's just knuckling down and actually creating the content and then putting it out there because I want to make it engaging and whatnot. That's actually probably what I struggle with per se, I guess.
Okay. Would you say that is direct marketing?
Direct marketing, putting it out on Instagram for people to see. It's not, I wouldn't say it's direct. Here you go. Here's like an email or whatnot. It's just kind of like passive. People are going to look at it, be exposed. Okay, see you later.
Great point, bro. Well said. It's brand awareness, right? So this is something we're going to delve in deeper with next after marketing. Brand awareness and social media, like you said perfectly, Nate, Instagram post, that's not marketing. It's not marketing. Anything where you rely on people coming to you and them taking action to come to you is brand awareness. So you like doing posting and stuff like that. It will relate over time in clients coming to you. And next week, to get all of you guys clued up about this, might even do an hour and a half. It depends how long it's going to take next week. I'm going to do a live run through next week, showing people how to prospect using Facebook correctly. So I'm going to show you how I prospect myself on Facebook. This is going to be the most valuable seminar we've done so far because everyone is getting more and more involved with their social media. I'm going to show you how I'm doing it, how to communicate, how to find the right prospects and everything like that. This is the time that we're going to budget next in our time management stuff here, but it comes under brand awareness. So in terms of like marketing, we want to use our marketing loop stuff. Right, but that's a tip there, maybe, Nate. We take into consideration. I think a lot of people procrastinate around what to post, why they're posting it, what platform, and then they end up just going, "Oh shit, I've got another PT session to do now. I'll go do my PT, or I've got to do some programming for my online clients." So that's that. Marketing again, Phil. So we'll ask Phil now. Sporadic marketing, Phil. We don't really plan our marketing, right? But we want to start to get this down.
Yeah, no, we don't usually do. We just just like our organic strategies are always doing well.
How often would you say you spend on them per week?
Which ones? The organic?
Anything organic marketing wise, yeah.
How often? Oh, look, honestly, it's been a while because we just get I get a lot of incoming interest from social media and the websites, Instagram, and word of mouth, reputation. So every time honestly, and I'm not boasting anything like that, but every time we think of doing something or trying to start something, I just always get flooded with incoming sources, and I'm just like, well, that's just going to go on hold again. And then it keeps happening. It's like a repetitive thing. We try and do a marketing strategy, and then it just something, there's always, 10 income meetings and then 10 signups, and it just happens mostly that way. So
yeah.
But when we first started out, hey, it was probably every 3 months. We used to do something every 2 to 3 months when we first started out.
There you go.
So yeah.
That's what I was going to say. I think, look, everyone wants to be there where you put a post out, you do something, and you just get freaking flooded, right? Everyone wants that. Yeah. Is that a hand up, Dan?
So I just got a question for Phil.
Yeah.
So I'm in the process of this week, the first week of my marketing loop. I want to get all the organic strategies lined up. So what are your most effective organic strategies? You said that your gym, you've got a lot of members. Is it consults on autopilot? Or you said you've got some website, social media traction? Like, what does that kind of set up? What did that look like for you?
So to answer that, bro, it's my most effective ones. Honestly, it's the social media. It's Facebook, man. It's the posts on Facebook. Comment the emoji, those posts. Changing it up each time, having a different topic or different prize. Of course, expressing the value that the clients, or the prize winner can get. The hamper is, like, even for example too, bro, the hamper that we did in December, that takes me about 2 to 3 months to get around to all the leads, because there's only got like 200 leads, but it's the outside incoming clients and members that come and reach out to me, and then everything just goes on pause. Like that marketing strategy we did for the New Year's, like I literally got through only 2 pages. I had 5 pages, I could only get to 2 because all the new signups, everyone coming in, I was just like, no, I'm going to worry about what's hot right now, and the hot ones are the one that's coming through. So again, it's honestly, bro, it's look, social media, clients' results, progress pics. Those are the ones that find work really well for my business up here in Darwin. So, and it happens. Like I put a post up last week on a client that's doing an 8-week shred, or not 8-week shred, but she's doing an 8-week phase, and in a 4 weeks she's already made physical changes. I put a post up, and literally I had 2 to 3 people message me already for that and signed them up. So social media, man, was number one for me. For me, it's number one. Yeah.
I think that's a great point that Phil makes there. Like, number one, this didn't just happen. He's got his way up to a point where we can market at will. As we've discussed, Shay, pretty much as well. So at will, and it just works. Like, thumbs up if that's the case with us, Shay, pretty much. You just throw a strategy out there and it works. And you can, do you know what I mean? And this is the thing, guys, you will get there. But the one thing Phil's doing, especially with his Facebook, ironically, Dan, is the one thing that we need to improve on, we've talked about. And we're going to budget time now to do that next in this year. But with that being said, it's a simple case of look at the stuff in 1.2, look at the perfect profile. If you want to go and add Phil as a friend, like I've said, you guys should be connecting with each other anyway, support each other, help the Facebook algorithms out, help your Instagram algorithms, like a load of stuff, but check out the perfect profile in stage 1.2. You'll see what Phil's profile is about. I've idolized Phil's in that. And ironically, not to go down another rabbit hole, but Phil didn't even want to do social media when we started. He didn't want to do it. He couldn't be bothered doing it. And I told him, do this course. I've made a course. He did the course. It's now a case of like, I'll just market it at will and just get leads. So yeah, it's a simple.
And one thing I want to add too with clients that are, Simon's clients, or, you guys out there that aren't using, or if you're not using the marketing loop and the what's the other one that we do, Simon, the other one that I send to you every week?
Financial tracker.
yeah, the trackers. If you guys
business
if
track.
you guys aren't using those trackers to your best, you know, I honestly, guys, use it. Like, no shit, use it, because you'll be able to see the numbers, and it's not just about tracking the finances or not seeing how many clients you got. It's not just about, you know, how many consults you got. It's about seeing the improvements and looking back 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or when you started with Simon 2 years, 3 years ago. And it's a motivation thing too, guys. Like, you look at it and be like, well, this is where I was. We've had this time in Christmas time. Yeah, you can see the numbers drop, the finances drop, the clients drop. So it prepares you for the worst, and it gets you to be a step ahead of what you need to prepare for, and, you know, and what the times of the years are, the seasons, where it is busy, where it isn't busy, and it keeps you on track, and it keeps you striving more. It keeps you more motivated to get those consults, to keep those consults there, to see the numbers. You don't want to see the numbers drop. You want to see the numbers there or improving. You know? So use those to the advantage. Like, even myself, I'm not an info tech person. Like, I'm a physical hands-on person, but these things, when Simon first sent those Excel spreadsheets to me, I'm like, wow, like, I can't do this sort of stuff. But I was like, nah, if I'm going to get to where I need to get to, I need to make sure I'm tracking. And I shit you not, now it's in my head every Thursday, I need to send it. And if I don't send it, I'm killing myself, because I need to see that I'm accountable, and that I'm accountable to Simon, you know? So use them, guys, use them.
You're right. And I'm glad you said that, brother. I just before Phil jumped on here, didn't I say, get these things done? I'm not joking. Guys, to say this bluntly in front of all of you, it's fucking ironic that Phil does nearly $10,000 weeks and he does his freaking business tracker. I'm not joking. I could literally cry with how important and how much I care about you guys, how important this fucking task is, with a lot of fucking swearing now. That when you do it, it enables you to see your business in an oversight. Dan, I've told you how many times to get it done. Like, Matt, ironically, has this shit done every week. These boys are the two, or Matt is the most successful client we've ever had in Australia. Phil is up and coming to $500,000 turnover and more. These tasks are not there to piss you off. Again, it's a sign of where there is massive resistance, and anything that makes you feel like I cannot be fucking bothered to do it, because it will make sure that your business moves. I can pretty much guarantee you on this call, because you're all going to be in this group, everyone apart from Phil hasn't sent me a business tracker this week. Anthony, you might have. Ryan, you have?
Tomorrow, I'll send it to you tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go. But Ryan, you have. I think, Anthony, you have, brother, right? Do it. I'm telling you. Leah, where we're going. Charmaine, where we're going in the future. I'm telling Tom Rose, now is the time to start this shit. Just do it. Send me a screenshot. Put it in. On that note, we're going to put that time in your calendar next. Phil, how long does it take to do a business tracker each week?
An hour?
An hour, max. And not the financial trackers, that's more advanced.
No, that's in a whole hour.
Right, so, okay, I'll just chuck it in, guys, like just a little basic admin task, an hour, go business tracking. I mean, like,
just while you're on that too, Simon, like, and team, like, you know, think of the trackers as if you were your own client. So you're tracking a client, you're tracking their results, you're holding them accountable, you're tracking how they're progressing. It's the same thing with you. That's your own personal tracker. So you're tracking yourself. If we're tracking our own clients, we have to track our own selves, you know. So we're not walking on the walk, and we're not talking the talk, you know. So think of that as your own personal tracking for your own goals.
Well said. How can you grow your business like you grow? All of you guys get exceptional results for your clients. How can you grow your business if you don't have macronutrient overlook on your business? It's literally that simple. How can someone get in shape if you don't look at the macros? Well, you can wing it and you can kind of freestyle, right? And that works to an extent. But is it better if you actually track macros? I think all of us as professionals here would agree that, yeah, I'd agree on that. All good, Serena. Catch up with the recording. So business tracking, I think for you guys, I'm really glad we spent a bit of time on that one, but I now want to loop it back now. Social media. Everything is in 1.2 that you guys will need to be able to take yourself to a level of where Phil's socials are at now. So it's there. But the question is, how much time do you spend on it? Now, Matt Burton's not here today. Obviously, we had Matt, who delivered a load of value for us the other week. He does really well with his socials. Jacob, we're starting to do this now. Again, Anthony, we are. Rob, Abby, we're trying to pick it back up. Leo, we're going to do an overhaul because your business is too professional for the way that the social media is now set up. You're elevating so quickly. We've now got to raise the bar, and this is where we're gonna dedicate the time to do this. Maybe Shay, you might be able to help. Does anyone look after social media at Magnum at the moment? Obviously, we've had some change arounds in terms of positions, but is there anyone that dedicates time to it?
Matt's dedicated. Matt does dedicate some time to it every week. So he's taken for that.
Okay, cool. So he's doing it. So basically, all I was trying to gauge is how many hours, because obviously you have oversights over the staff of how many hours they're putting in. I'm just trying to gauge someone. Okay, Alex, my man, what's going on, brother? How much time are you putting into your socials at the moment?
Guys, basically I'm all online, so it's sporadic. What I've got down to my time management is that after my morning clients online, that I spend at least 2 hours. I break them up sometimes if I'm a little bit fatigued, but yeah, I spend 2 hours making sure that I'm doing my due diligence with the adding people and messaging them. Like I'm religious with that now since listening to that guy last week or the week before. Like I'm religious with it, and just communication is just off the hook, really. I got 6 booked in for this week, and I've signed 2. So yeah, like for all online for me, that's pretty good. That's picked up a shitload, and it's just spending 2 hours.
2 hours. How much did I drill this into you, bro? That you have to be consistent and consistent, right?
That's what I've been sticking to: consistency, persistency, and just stick to it, and just make sure that you're posting whatever you need to post. Like, fucking just post it. Like, you need to put what you are out there. And yeah, it's turning over slowly but surely. Has been my model for the rest, or like most of my life. So
yeah,
it works
how long
out.
have we been doing that for though now, Alex, as well? Because it's been happening. It ain't been 1 or 2 weeks.
Nah. We started and it was just like a bit of listening to Simon, like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, but then you don't do it. And then I just started picking up. So I've been going since last year.
There you go.
About November. And I've just been picking it up now. So like making sure that every day I'm doing, adding people, deleting people, getting those algorithms going, posting 3 times a week, like making sure. And then stories, I'm getting a lot of people through the stories.
Yeah.
That are just seeing the stories and the quality, and then
tons. Look, I think dude, and look, he's been saying here, Alex been saying he's basically persistent for fucking months with this guy. Right, guys.
Because I moved away from face to face, so it is a bit of work, guys. Like it is.
It is a bit of work. I mean, look, Phil will vouch for that. Like, Phil doesn't just get people crying out for him on social media after he puts a post up. Phil's been working on this stuff for probably a year now, maybe, Phil, at least solid.
Yeah.
And I think with me, my socials have been solid for 3 years. Like, I get a few interactions and stuff, guys, but trust me, I'm not the one to aspire to. You should, like, just honestly, with persistency and consistency, what you get is you deliver a message. This person ain't going away. They're freaking good at what they do because of the content they're posting and sharing is so valuable to me, and other people are actually using it, which shows they're helping other people. You can't help but over time take note of that in the subconscious, and all of this stuff that social media or the social media stuff we're talking about is so important with communicating with the subconscious mind of your prospects. So with that being said, 10 hours, I would put 10 hours into socials. and like make this like part of your week. And with that being said, we're getting close here to filling it up. Now, so an hour and a half, 3, 6, 9, let's put in another hour and a half somewhere. You could do like here. 10 hours. So quick recap here. And again, I'm just making this simple for the purpose of today. 20 hours PT, I put in 21 in here anyway, right? Take away that. So 20 hours PT. Anyone that is online, Charmaine, I can see you listening closely. Double your fucking social media output. Double it. I'd like 20 hours. People that have got no foot traffic, double, like obviously Ryan, I know we've got a good few clients, right? But make more time. 10 hours minimum. This for you guys is your only stream, or not your only stream, Ryan, but Charmaine for us until we start in the coast. Like this is huge. You need to put the time in. 10 hours minimum for your social media, if not double it. 10 hours consults, 10 hours marketing, 2 different things. So social media and marketing, if you want to blow up a business, it's 20 hours a week, realistically, right? Realistically, of doing those things. Now, if you don't have the consultations of 10 hours a week, shows that we need to be doing more marketing. If you don't have anything to do with marketing strategies, come to me and ask for them. And we will be able to fill that time up. And then from there, you'll start to see that everything will start to funnel through into more consults, which equals more clients. Pick up the phone more often, which is what we're going to put in next. Calls. When do people make calls? And I'm going to try and wrap this up pretty quickly, guys. But calls. Anyone make calls at a certain time each week? How much time do you spend on phone calls? Phil, we'll go with you, brother, because you're already off mute and you're doing a lot of volume. How many hours are you spending on the phone, bro?
Usually when we get into that stage, it's probably 2 to 3 hours a week spread over 2 nights. Okay. Usually after I'd say 7:30, 7 o'clock.
Cool. All right, so 2 to 3 hours. So I'll go in here if this is me. I would go in here. You guys can still see the screen, right? I'm guessing. Yeah. So I'm trying to put these in as best times as what I would do. All right. Evenings, Phil, do you find where you're based in the NT the best times for calls?
Yeah, I would say 7 o'clock onwards, 7 o'clock to 8:30, 7 to 8 is when I'd make the phone calls. Up here, they're usually, some of them are home or finishing work, getting home from work at 6:37, or Sundays between 12 or 1 and 3 o'clock is usually another good time. I always try and plan for one weeknight. If I can't make, I try and plan for 2 weeknights. If I can't make that second weeknight, I'll do it on a Sunday, or public holiday. Yeah, that's it. Sometimes you just got to do it.
All right, I like that. Leah, when do you make yours? Because you're more, I think you do some daytime calls, you match it a little bit. Like, is it sporadic?
Yeah, a little bit. It depends, like, because if we're running at one of our organic strategies, it's definitely the Sunday afternoon phone call, like Phil said. That works really well because heaps of people pick up their phones then. Otherwise, it's sort of the later afternoon at the moment that I'm getting probably most people picking up.
Yeah. I think
sometimes I'll do a mid-morning or like an 11, 12 o'clock because of lunchtime periods. People pick up their phone.
Yeah, no, I like it. I think
it's got to be consistent.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. I think the main thing is like make sure, right, that you're hitting the quota. I think, to be honest with you, with this time management walkthrough, this time management stuff, guys, it's actually so simple. It's actually really simple, and we've pretty much got here now. I think the main thing is following it. Just having a look at this though, guys, 1 hour for business tracking, 10 hours social media, marketing and consultations, and then 20 hours PT. There's 4 hours left here to make 55 hours. Now, for any of you guys that have got staff, you should be doing other things, such as meetings with trainers, all this sort of stuff goes on top. Is there anything else though? I'd like Jacob, brother. What do you do? Is there anything else on top of this stuff that you do within your business? Because you're at a 6-figure level, and we're only just getting started. So, is there anything else that you would do on top of this? And anyone else think about what you would do on top of these tasks?
Not really. Obviously, it's programming and all that sort of stuff.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That definitely is a big.
So I think program. I'm glad you said that. Programming definitely is something that a lot of trainers would do. If you're giving people programming, for me, I always make sure that you've got a list of programs that are more sort of one size fits all that you can give to your clients, and it's up to them whether they're going to follow them. Unless you've got like elite level clients, a lot of people won't ever follow the custom plans that you're giving them. So I don't want you to waste time doing that. But that's another good one. Like you could go like, I mean, here's the thing, and what you could do here is you go with so you could go admin, right? I think an admin, I mean, whatever you want to do, if you're using Xero or accounting software, you want to do half an hour to an hour on that, you could do. You want to do programming? I mean, most people programming wise, they do quite a few hours of that. Phil, have you cut down your programming hours that you do now, brother, compared to what you did at the start?
Yeah.
How does it help?
Yeah, it's a lot better now. I just do them Thursdays and Fridays when I'm, doing the admin stuff.
Good. All right. So admin, programming, this is good. Anything else that anyone can think of that you want to include? Charmaine, yeah?
Check-ins and feedback to clients.
Say again?
Check-ins and feedback to clients.
Yeah. So check these ones here, guys, as well. I'm just going to make a list because I'm respectful of your guys' time. I know you're all busy, but I'm going to make a list. Put these into blocks of when you want to do it. So check-ins. A lot of you guys that have trainers, Voxers are going to be on there as well. So Shay, Jill, we're starting to do this. Obviously, Leah, anyone online is all going to be Voxers. Phil, you know about this stuff as well. So Dan, obviously. Dan, anything else you do, brother? It's not on this list because you're very good with your team of trainers. Is there anything else that you could recommend for the guys that have staff that you do, which is imperatively important for BossFit?
It's mainly just about keeping my systems in check. So now I've cleaned up my time management. I'm very strategic with my boxes. I used to just do them as they came in. Now I follow a very similar system to what you do. Yeah. And, been using the written check-ins as well, just to, help with extra accountability. Yeah. Team meetings, I'm finding I'm doing them once a fortnight now, not once a week, but I'm very hands-on with my trainers. I talk to them more frequently, but just by distance and other, time, I guess, obligations, it makes it hard for them. So that's basically, I'm really diligent with my tracking with the clients to help with retention, communicate with my clients a lot. My biggest problem is I just don't do enough consults and marketing. I do all my programming on a Sunday. So I do my weekly tracker, check-ins and all my programs on a Sunday. So my Sunday is actually my biggest day. And the rest of, I try to keep free for consults and sessions.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, nice. I think I think you mentioned a couple things, but I think one thing that I like there, and this going back to when I was a PT myself as well, when we were at the peak of the business. Business tracker for me, I did on a Sunday. Did it every Sunday. Every Sunday, start the week. Like I'd already got the week started before the week had started. Right. That was like it was so powerful for me to do that, to be on board with it. If you don't execute these things, and the main things are going to be marketing to generate leads to book consults, and this is where most people will come unstuck, right? Is if you don't have the time, or if you don't start the week with having executed your tasks the week before for the current week that you're in, you're instantly starting the week playing catch up. Does that make sense? Like if you want to grow to a level, this time management stuff is imperatively important. And I think what I might actually do is I'll give everyone some time to do this, right? And then I'm going to show you how to make it live within Calendly, within your Google Calendar. It's pretty straightforward and simple though. Pretty straightforward and simple. And I think I might start off by doing that next week, and then we'll roll into the social media stuff, the prospecting, which I think everyone will be glued to and just watching, because I'll show you exactly how I prospect and get leads at will online. But basically, guys, that there is a 51-hour work week. Admin, programming, check-ins, and Boxer are additional tasks you could put in here as well if you want to make notes. So you could have meetings with trainers. Then you could put in as well, in these gaps here, you're going to put in stuff like your travel, right? So with that being said, you can always scale back your PT sessions. Like, you don't need to do 20 hours necessarily. It all depends on your price per session that you're charging. But the idea is that this will enable a single entrepreneur without staff to get to 6 figures, which is where a lot of you guys are now. And therefore we then start recruiting and hiring, leveraging and scale. If you spend all of this time and dedicate yourself to it and actually follow it, so putting it into a routine you can follow and then sticking to it, breaking habit of what you're doing now, which is crucial, and actually sticking to this, you cannot not grow. You can't not grow. It's impossible. And this is where, from my position and my stance, knowing people like Nath and Phil, obviously Matt, who's been with me now for 2 years but isn't here today, and all you guys you haven't been with me that long. Dan, me and Dan have been around here for a while now. These boys are an example of what persistency, consistency, and sticking to these plans will do. It's ironic that all of them make thousands and thousands of dollars a week, and let it be a motivation to the rest of you guys. If you can implement this and doing that bloody business tracker as well, making sure you do that combined with that, you will start going forward. It's impossible not to. And if you're not, chances are you're not doing this. And it is that simple for us to see, not just me, but you'll know you're not picking up the slack. And there is slack that needs picking up in multiple areas if you're not executing all of it. Questions with any of that? Anything at all? And we'll start wrapping this one up.
Yeah, is on the perfect profile, I'm going to watch that next. Yeah. But when it comes to planning X amount of time for social media, is that the best thing to watch as far as what's the most important, content to post or strategies to implement into that 10 hours of social media?
Yeah, okay, that's a great question. What I'll do here, I'll just share what you can still see. Let me go here actually. I'll finish off by showing you what to do for socials and getting ready for next week, because this is switch back here. All right, I'll show you here, guys, where to find everything that you need. Can you see the screen yet? So where you need to look to find everything and what to do. Great question, Dan. Everything you need is in here. Even if you've been through this, if you haven't seen social media introduction, watch it. There's, like I've said, I've got a post that's going to be very, very long. There's about 30 new modules that we put in here. Some of it's just redone and some of it is just updated. Like this stuff here in the whole thing is a story. It's pretty much a story. So where to start, Dan, would basically be budget your time in your calendar, start with this one, then go to this one, then watch that video and then watch that one. Then go to the third module, watch this one, watch this one. Take notes the whole time. If you sit down, you could get through all of this content, watch this one, how to make, kickstarting your algorithms, how to boost it. Just go through it. It's like a story. So just, if you come in, it's like a recipe, right? You come in missing the first 5 ingredients in a 10 ingredient recipe, or in the sake of this here, 15 roughly ingredients. You ain't gonna bake that cake, right? And you see my video about that. You need the right method. The method for this tan is simple. Start at the fucking start, go through all of it in one hit, or break it down into your 3 or your 1.5 hour increments. All right, go through the lot, honestly. And yeah, I will keep you obviously updated with new content. But that 1.2 is powerful, guys. It's really powerful. It should. That's why, you know, it's important that you budget time and get it done. So do it all, dude. That's the question. Do it all. Even if you've gone over it, drill it in. Go over it again. Anything else, guys? I know you're all busy. All good. A bit of a longer one today, but I've enjoyed it as always, nevertheless. And yeah, next week I'm going to show you how to prospect. Be here for this one. Anyone who's online trainer or who wants to improve their face-to-face business, basically it's everyone. Just be here again. It's always good. We're seeing a few new faces and some repeat faces, guys. It's always good to get 25 or so of us on here. I do love these, and it's great to see all you guys. Any other questions you need? And as always, combine the stuff in here with the stuff that we are already.
Just one more thing.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that my background was on San Francisco. So if anyone thought I was in San Francisco, I'm actually not. Right? I just realized it's on the screen right now. I'm like, oh shit. I didn't change.
Someone who's not tech savvy. I was like, yeah, what's
yeah, I actually copied that from my missus. That Haley showed me how to do it. So I'm like, oh sweet, just change the background. But yeah.
All right.
Come on, San Francisco.
Let's wrap it up on that, right? Let's wrap it up on that. Enjoy San Francisco, Phil. Guys, enjoy your days. Any questions, let me know. All right. I'll see you next week. All right.
Yep. Cheers all.